Welcome back to my channel, dear friends. It's me, Indiana Jones, and I'm ready to bring you some spooky cute ideas for a retro Halloween. Who could possibly resist this cute little face for Halloween? Well, I could resist the price because it was over $100, but I thought maybe with $2.50 I could recreate something similar, maybe, possibly. So I took these, and they were pink, yes, these pink bowls, party bowls from the Dollar Tree, and I took them outside and I spray painted them black. Now for the top one, and I have to say I used a matte black to not have a glossy finish, hoping that this orange paint would stick to it. Now I tried several coats, and then eventually I did paint it with the paintbrush, but eventually I did spray paint it orange with a matte spray paint, and that seemed to work perfectly well. Now for this next step, as you can see, I've already painted the bottom one black with some bright green striping. I didn't want to go through the whole process of doing that. Not only that, I forgot to film myself. I don't know why. Those things happen, but you know, it happens. But there you can see that I just painted the stripes in the bowl. Now I'm going to create that adorable little pumpkin face, and I was dying. I was like, how can I possibly recreate such magical sweetness in that little pumpkin face bowl? But I'm going to try my best, and you're going to try your best as well. So all I did was cut out what I thought would be the right shape for the eyes, and I just used a pencil and drew it onto the paint, penciled in a nose and the smile as well. And now the magic begins. First, I of course painted in the yellow eyes because I'm going to outline this afterwards with black, but first start with yellow. And I am using, I think it's apple barrel paint, if you saw that there. And I think this was a matte. I don't think I used a gloss because I felt like the matte paint would stick better. Now, I will tell you, it takes a couple of, layers. So I think I probably did like 3 or 4 layers to cover the eyes. And I just had so much fun with this project. If there's one project I really enjoyed doing in this, well, I liked everything, but I really enjoyed making this cute little pumpkin face. Something about it just screamed nostalgic and cute and adorable, and that's why I love Johanna Parker designs. If you get a chance to check out Johanna Parker, I'll have a link to her studio below. I think she has a website, so you can see all the beautiful creations she makes. And now they're readily available at places like TJ Maxx and Home Goods. So if you get your hands on some real Johanna Parker, which I did this first time ever, you will be so delighted. Now, of course, I'm painting in the cutesy little nose and the smile, and it's coming to life. Slowly but surely, it's coming to life. Now, I think in the process of crafting, every crafter goes through that moment where they're not sure if what they have in mind is actually going to translate properly to the craft that they're creating. I'm telling you, it happens to all of us, even the best of us. But somehow, when I painted this smile, I felt so reassured that I was on the right track and I was really recreating this beautiful design. And from then on, I was just watching this come to life, and this little smile looking up at me that kept me reassured and kept telling me that I was going to make it. It was going to be okay. And I mean, for me, honestly, it was a little daunting to like recreate this beautiful design because it's something that I really, really wanted. And I just love the little smiling eyes. And if you look at old-fashioned vintage Halloween, they just have such a sweet, innocent whimsy to them. And I think that's what I really yearn for. I mean, I like things to be a little spooky, but there are some things out there that are just real scary and gory and ooky. And I like this old-fashioned, sweet Halloween, where it was really a kid's holiday. And, it was all about the kids. It was all about the trick-or-treating. So I just thought this would be such a wonderful addition to my table to have my candies all in this smiling pumpkin bowl. And there you have it. It's going to be such a welcome guest at my Halloween table this year. And I hope you try this as well. I also used Super Gloss from Mod Podge to clear coat the whole entire project, and I think it's lovely. I was so happy when my friend Monica of Up All Night DIY asked me to co-host this incredible challenge. It's a retro Halloween open invite challenge, and there are many other crafters that joined us on this playlist. So if you like retro Halloween and would like to save a few dollars, why don't you check out the entire playlist, and I hope you are inspired as well. Let's continue. Now here's a fun and easy bit of decor. Again, just using a $1.25 gift box. And I've seen so many of these containers at all the different stores, and I thought I would like to recreate one for my own home. Now I might hide some of my favorite candies in there, or some gifts, or just have it on the table. It's just a fun, addition to my Halloween vintage decor. And again, like I said before, I do like gothic things, and yes, I like things sometimes with skulls, but I just won't get into the scary Halloween part. So I hope no one's offended, and I hope you still enjoy this wonderful vintagey style for Halloween. And I think this is a very, very popular trend, especially this year. I have seen so many stores carrying all of these wonderful designs. Now, what I did was as you can see, I covered the gift box, the round gift box, or little mini hat box, with these wonderful papers that I have from Hobby Lobby. That's the Mackenzie Childs courtly check style, and then I had this wonderful Rick Rack style. I just love, and the striped black and orange striped vintagey looking paper, and I thought these were perfect for this little table decor. Now you can use this as a riser if you'd like, but I am going to continue decorating. This is also a fun way to give a cute little Halloween gift to your favorite someone. It could be maybe some special makeup or just some fun things. Now I'm adding these little pom-pom balls that I had gotten at the Dollar Tree. Now I have not seen this at the Dollar Tree this year, but they do sell the white pom-pom balls usually at the Dollar Tree. I've seen them throughout the year. Also, you can buy something similar at Hobby Lobby. I love that. It's really dangerous that I have a Hobby Lobby and a Dollar Tree right next door to each other. And then right up the road I have Michael's. I don't know how I contain myself. Really, I'm really well behaved as far as shopping is concerned. Not that I'm well behaved as, containing the mess in my craft room, but I try. So once I added the pom-poms, now at the top, I wanted to add some extra decor. So I need to get what you people call a crimper. And I'm talking you people because I'm talking to your paper crafters out there. It's called a crimper. I need to get a crimper because I'm crimping this with my little hands, and it takes a while. So I need to get a little crimper out there. So if you are a paper crafter, let me know which is the best crimper that I can get at a good value. Now this I thought was very brilliant on my, I think I'm brilliant all the time. Well, not all the time. I really don't think I'm that brilliant. But these were graduation caps that were left over from graduation. They were 90% off. So they were usually, $1.99. So I got them for 19 cents, which was perfect. Now, if you can't find these graduation caps on sale or on clearance anywhere, don't worry, don't fret. There are going to be some Dollar Tree items that are going to be covered in this wonderful, I don't know what to call it, fringe, what is it called? The stuff that you put on the Christmas tree. That stuff. Anyway, now I'm going to use that. I'm going to create a little collar, but it's not necessarily a little collar. It's just an embellishment for the top of my little hat box. And there is I gotta remember, tinsel. It's those tinsels. Yeah, tinsel. That's what it's not really tinsel because it's not made out of metal. It's not made out of tin. That's what tinsel was made out of. It's made out of plastic. But yeah, that's what it used to be called, was tinsel. So, okay, segue back into what I was doing here. So I'm finishing this little embellishment to put at the top. Now you can put anything you'd like at the top. You can put any kind of decoration. It could be a pumpkin. Now I am going to add a tiny, teeny little itty bitty cute little pumpkin. And I fell in love with this little pumpkin because, again, I don't know, once you put a face to something, I fall in love with it, put a little face on a pumpkin. And I didn't realize that I was painting it outside of the realm or of the view of my camera, but hey, we'll just keep going. Now I'm going to add the pumpkin right to the top, and I'm going to add a little more tinsel and of course a little bow. I thought a little, gingham bow would be perfect on her little head, on her little pumpkin head. And then I'm going to add some tinsel around her neck and add her to the top of this cutesy wootsy little box. And I love it, and I hope you try to make something like this as well, and it adds to the vintage decor feel of your home. Now, did you know that back in the day, I guess in the early 1900s, when Halloween really started becoming a very big holiday here in the United States, there were greeting cards that were sent. Yes, greeting cards. And I love these images of these vintage antique greeting cards, and you can find these on the Graphic Fairy, but I've put them together for you so it's easier for you to print, and I'll have a link down below in my description. But look at these wonderful greeting cards. It's funny because you look around at the stores and you see that people have Halloween greeting cards, and you're like, do people really send Halloween greeting cards? Well, back in the day, they did. So here I am taking all these greeting cards, and I'm cutting them down, and then I'm going to add them to some of the scrap paper that I have at home. Well, it's scrap paper? Yeah, scrap paper. Scrapbooking paper. I have all this beautiful scrapbooking paper, plus ribbons that I have in my collection, and some that I actually bought at Hobby Lobby recently while they were like 90% off. So some of them were $1 a yard, and they were this beautiful fabric. And I just wanted to combine different textures and different patterns because, I don't know, that's very vintagey. And also to support the paper itself, because the paper is not printed on cardstock, it was just printed on regular paper. And I'm going to add cardstock to the back of the, I don't know if you can see the orange cardstock there, but some of these will also have orange cardstock in the back to help support them and make them a little stronger. So here I have my beautiful collection of these vintage cards, and as you saw before, I'm going to add ribbon to them and different sorts of embellishments. And right there you can see that black tinsel that I have on the side, and you'll see that comes into use later, or maybe not, because I don't think I showed you how I actually strung all of these cards together to make a beautiful banner. Now you can use, this is a special kind of yarn that I had. You can use ribbons, you can use buttons. There's so many different ways to embellish these lovely cards and make your, look at how pretty these all came out. I used a black background just to unify them all together. I was going to use different colors, but I thought the black was very elegant. And as I go along, I'm adding ribbons and buttons and bows and just giving it a little bit more character. As I said before, because this was early in the 1900s and in the late 1800s, embellishments and design and decor was very much in style. So if you have lace, if you have buttons, if you have bows, whatever you want to add to these wonderful little cards, it's perfect. Now I have to say, I forgot to film while I was stringing these. What I did was I did a hole punch on either corner, and then I just strung them through my tinsel, wired tinsel, and it becomes such a beautiful banner for any home that's celebrating Halloween in a very vintage style. I decided to again find these wonderful Christmas trees. Oh my goodness, if you guys find these Halloween Christmas trees, you are very, very, very lucky, and buy 10. I think I bought 6. I should have bought 10. See, the rule that I have. Anyway, it's wonderful because it's orange and black. It's very, I just love it. Even if you don't use it as a Christmas tree, what a wonderful way to use it as a wreath. I say that about my own stuff. Isn't that terrible? I'm just like, what an ecomaniac I am. What a wonderful way. Oh my goodness. Like, I'm the only one that ever used it. No, I'm sure other people use Christmas trees to make wreaths, but I haven't seen anybody use it yet for Halloween because this is the first time that Dollar Tree has had these Halloween Christmas trees. I did not see it last year, at least here down in South Florida. They didn't have it, but it's just gorgeous. And of course, we got to add some mesh. Mesh and me. Let's mesh together Such a mesh we make. No, mesh and I do not get along very well. It gets stuck on stuff. I don't know how to work with mesh. Are you a mesh master? Tell me if you're a mesh master. I'm asking a lot of questions out there, so hey, keep on your toes. But I would love to know who out there is a mesh master, and give me a tip or trick so that I will want to use mesh more often. I did like the way these little curly orange, I don't know, these little the mesh orange things. I don't know, it came out really cute. Now look at these, I love these are the stakes that they have at the Dollar Tree, but they're so vintage. I love the image of this cat. Look at the image of this wonderful skeleton with the little top hat on, and finally a pumpkin in a bowler hat. Can we get any more Victorian vintage, you know, retro? I love this, and it reminds me of images that I would see around my house and my school when I was a little kid. They still use these kind of things. I still remember those plastic popcorn forms. Oh my gosh, that's all my mom used to decorate her house when I was little. Our house, I should say. She loved Halloween. My mom really did love Halloween. She loved coming over to my house to see all the Halloweeny things I made. So I hope she is watching this with a smile on her face, and because I really love this. Now I'm using that beautiful orange and black Harlequin ribbon from last year. I haven't seen it this year yet. They haven't put it out in my stores. I'm sure other people have seen it. If you see it, again, if you're gonna buy one, buy two. If you're gonna buy one, buy three. If you're gonna buy three, buy seven. And here I am adding the white and black Harlequin. Again, I got this from Dollar Tree last year, not Hobby Lobby, Dollar Tree. And again, if it comes out this year, I'm gonna buy a bundle of it too. And all I have to do now is attach the bow, and we are pretty much done. Again, let's check out the final reveal so you can see how beautiful these wreaths will look for fall and Halloween. Thank you again for stopping by and visiting my channel. If this is your first time here, I invite you to come back for more spooky good fun and subscribe right down below. Again, I want to thank Monica of Up All Night DIY. There'll be a link to our playlist right down below, as well as her channel. As I always say, stay safe, be kind, God bless each and every one of you, and remember to live the adventure. Keep it spooky, my friends.